Hey guys, so I'm gonna react to a video from Associated Press, AP News, about how federal agents tossing flashbangs towards protesters in Minneapolis. So for people who don't know, uh, there's been tons of protests over the country for the last few weeks against ICE agents because they've been violating the constitutional rights of multiple people, of Americans, regardless of immigration status, especially due process rights and First Amendment rights. And in particular, an ICE agent in Minneapolis shot and killed Rainey Good, a white woman. And not only that, he was never in danger, the ICE agent who killed her. So Rainey Good was killed for no good reason. I saw the video. I don't know if I really want to react to it. I may or may not, because she literally got shot. But it's unfortunate. And supposedly, ICE agents are harassing her son now. So that's a whole other issue. So people in Minneapolis, like everywhere else in the US, are obviously really pissed off. So this could stop if ICE agents would just not be killing people and just doing their job. Identify yourself, stop using masks when it's not needed, and make sure you have a judicial warrant when trying to enter a business or someone's private home, etc. Don't harass people. If someone is blocking the road, okay, you don't have to touch. They're US citizen, they claim to be US citizen. Check their place or find someone, maybe get the local police to maybe move them, but you don't shoot them. There are ways that ICE could handle, especially US citizens, without even touching them. But they're not. They feel invincible right now. And it's really dangerous. So the very fact that instead of changing the image and treating people better, they're still doing the opposite. I'm laughing because it's so fucking ridiculous, but ICE agents are dressed like they're trying to invade the US. Like, there's something wrong with that, people. You should not be supporting this. So, yeah, there are protests everywhere. Protests in DC, they have protests in Cali, New York, New Jersey, obviously in Minnesota, like in Minneapolis and all the surrounding areas. In multiple states, they're having everywhere. It's not just in one place. People are protesting the tens of thousands, in the hundreds of thousands, of probably at this point, maybe even reach millions. So people are trying. And it's not just ICE agents, it's in general federal agents have been very aggressive. Local police and state troopers are not inside the greatest either. Many local cops are being violating people's rights. They probably feel more inbound, more, like they can do whatever the fuck they want with Trump in power. So it's unfortunate. But federal agents in particular are definitely overreaching their what they can do. But let's check it out. Yeah, shit like that for protesting. Remember, if they're committing riots, that's a different thing. I'm more understanding, even though I can agree with riots depending on circumstances. Sometimes it's needed to get more violent to make change. Not because I agree with violence, I don't. But if a civil rights are being violated, you gotta remember the civil rights movement, you may have to do what you gotta do. But at least if you're gonna do or commit or conduct riots, do billionaires' mansions or something. Don't do at local businesses because then you destroy your own city and town. So just keep that in mind. But this shit, flashbangs, pepper spray, rubber bullets, things like that when used on protesters, to me, it should be completely wrong. They exercise the First Amendment rights. They're not doing anything wrong here. And flashbangs can potentially be damaging. That shit, when scattering can hit your eye and shit, it's not a really good thing. Like, why do this? Why be so aggressive towards protesters who are peacefully protesting? Because that's what protests are. When you hear, violent protests, they're not protests, they're riots. And this is not what's happening. I don't see people flipping cars, throwing, homemade type of bombs or fire bombs type things where they put, fire on like paper and putting alcohol and shit. I'm not seeing anything like that. Nothing aggressive is going on. So why be this extreme? This is how you're gonna cause people to really be aggressive. It's gonna happen at some point. Most likely, that someone's gonna be, someone who's able to carry, depending on the city you live in and how easy it is to obtain a gun. You can carry a gun. And you're probably going to, in self defense, shoot a federal agent, a federal officer, maybe an ICE agent, or who knows, because they not identify themselves. It's going to escalate even further if this keeps happening. This is easy to stop. If a city like Minneapolis saying, hey, we don't want ICE, don't fucking send ICE. Go to the states that are asking for ICE agents. There are plenty of states that want ICE to be there, that want all the federal agents to be there, that want National Guards to be there. You go to those states. If a state suddenly, hey, we don't need ICE help, we're good, just don't fucking do it. It's not that fucking hard. Like, I don't send a big deal, Trump. It's just don't send federal agents, like ICE agents, to conduct ICE raids. If the city and state is literally saying to get the fuck out, don't send ICE agents, just don't do it. But we know what Trump is doing. He wants to oppress people. He wants to cause tension, so he can enact officially the Insurrection Act or martial law. That's probably the major going down. At least it seems, like how basically how Project 2025 has been written to kind of conduct these things. Look at this. The guy's dressed well, like in a, like, come on. Is this really dangerous? The costume the guy's using? Like, come on. Yeah. Those people is what I would call heroes. Now, people can say whatever they want and think these people are not heroes and stuff, but to me, protesters, peacefully protesting like Dr. King did, those are heroes. Those are people that you need to be able to make a change. And they're doing nothing wrong. The true villains, the true pieces of shit are these federal agents. The ICE needs to be abolished. Trump should be impeached along with the rest of his goons, and they all should face prison time for treason and violating the US Constitution, as well as violating court orders. This should have been done like yesterday. And the very fact that, in particular, majority of Republicans supporting Trump and his goons, hardcore, even now with the whole fascism going on, takeover, and getting close to at least 50%, very close to 50% of Project 2025 being achieved. Mostly executive orders, some of it court orders from the US Supreme Court, but still, it's being achieved. And that's hard to fix and remove. And that's who you want back up. Like, you going after people because they're blocking the road, and like there are ways to remove people without killing them, without being aggressive towards them, without shooting them. It's not that hard, people. There are many ways to do it. These people are trigger happy and probably trigger hungry as well. They want to kill. They want to have an excuse, even when it's a bad one. They know they fucked up, especially when they're good. They trying to create an image that this guy is not bad. It was part of his job, is protecting himself. It wasn't. You can clearly see in the multiple views I seen TikTok. It's really bad. What can be done, and Minnesota really wants to impress me, arrest a fucking officer, prosecute him, use a fucking video that's direct evidence to put him in prison for life. Only state charges. So then Trump cannot pardon the ICE agent. Do that. That's how you fight back. That's how you use your fucking local and state troopers to do the fucking job, whether they want to or not. That's how you make the local police officers, state troopers, actually fight for the people. They have the good chance. Cops, local and state cops have, like, literally local cops and state troopers have the opportunity now to change the image in every state if they stop supporting these pieces of shit, aka ICE agents and other federal agents violating people's constitutional rights and killing people. You can be, literally co heroes, right? If you want to be seen as, cops, most of us are good, show your behavior that you're good. Yeah, I've seen sometimes once in a while local cops, outrage and talking about this and that. But I want to see, at least 80, 90%. I'm talking about the large majority of cops ever in the country fighting back. I want them to go and be harassing these guys, acting like they're federal agents well identifying themselves. Immediately harass them, be like, hey, what are you doing here? Who are you? Why are you harassing these people? Where are the cops? Yeah, I understand they can be hard in cities where you don't have enough cops compared to the number of ICE agents, for instance. I get it, but try. fucking, and it's look at NYPD. You have tens of thousands of cops there, right? Now that could be why it's harder for ICE to do something. And I think that president can maybe make things a little bit too tension and picking call, then that could be issue. But in smaller cities or cities with small departments, it could be a lot harder, but at least try, and work with state troopers to make that happen. I would not recommend the government to send national guards because then Trump can just federalize them. So it's a huge risk, unfortunately. Even though I think national guards should be only used and controlled by the state itself, not by the president. But that's a harder so you can argue for it. Um, but at least local state cops, police officers can do something. So hopefully something will be done. And I keep saying this because I'm hoping that this will be a 180 for a lot of cops' behavior, local and state cops. Actually do something. People, I know there are few that do, but when you have thousands, tens of thousands, 100,000 cops doing nothing, when every single one should be doing something against these ICE agents and other federal agent goons and all these fucking all these ICE goons doing all this illegal shit. This is a chance. This is a chance to start pressing, state charges, start doing something, protecting the people. Don't focus on protecting property anymore. Focus on protecting people. Become the so-called heroes that you could be. Be what you could be. You know, as much as some cops love to act like they love the Punisher when they don't know shit about the Punisher, they love Batman when they don't understand Batman's actions. Either I'm like, be better. You could be really good. This is the opportunity to actually show that local and state cops can be good. Local police departments can be good thing. State troopers can be great. This is a chance. And it should be in large numbers, not just small numbers of cops doing something. But that's my 2 cents. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about this protest. If you agree with the actions like I do, and if you disagree with the illegal actions committed by ICE agents or other federal agents, violating U.S. constitutional rights, including freedom of press, freedom of protest, freedom of speech, etc., and of course, due process, among other things. And that's really it. If you like this, we like and subscribe. Watch this on TikTok, follow us on TikTok, and can support us on Patreon.